It's delayed. All right, there we go. Sorry, I was a couple seconds delayed. This is gonna be a fun show, a fun football podcast.
Oh,
Sam's been
boy.
kind enough to call this fun football
Oh
podcast.
boy.
I'm going on a little vacation next week. This is my last one for a little bit. We have got an epic person here, Mr. Blaine Bishop, 4-time Pro Bowler with the Tennessee Titans and Houston Oilers.
Man.
The Hitman. Blaine, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm fantastic, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Yeah, it's good to see. We got a few Titans fans out there. They're saying at this time where we're kind of struggling. Meanwhile, your team with the G on their Green Bay Packers, I predicted would make it to the Super Bowl this year versus the Buffalo Bills. So they're doing really well. So
if the Packers can get a little, if they can grow up, they got the talent. If they can grow up, I think they got a shot this year. Because Philly. I don't know. It's going to be, there's a few teams, but before we keep going, my name's obviously Isaac with Fun Football Podcast. My dad is actually watching. He remembers you, Blaine Bishop. I told him about this. I was like, Dad, because I had Quentin Jammer on a few weeks ago. That was fun. The Charger. And that was a great interview. And that's why I started the pod, man. I was like, yes, yep. And dude, he was great. And I was like, getting to talk to guys that played in the NFL, man, that was my dream as a little kid. I wasn't fortunate enough to make it, but to get to do this, I'm a teacher during the day, and then to get to do this and get to talk to, yeah, man, I teach middle schoolers. That's my job. But I'm being rude. Sam, the reason why I wanted you here, he is the ultimate Titans fan, and you guys finally won a game this week. So he was already.
I get a treat. Sam gets a treat. I won a crazy game.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm having Blaine Bishop on. I'm like, I'm going on that show. I don't care what you say. I'm going on that show.
Make sure it was after a game that the Titans won.
What? Yeah. He held it. He held it back.
The timing worked out perfect because I'm like super excited. I'm going on a cruise. I'm not gonna announce that too much, but cool, I'm going on a cruise in a few days. I've been on a few, but I'm going in the Caribbean with the whole family, my wife's family. It's my 5th one. We leave in a few days. I got a whole week off. It's going to be great. And I love teaching, but it'll be nice to get that little break. I'm going to miss some football. But, dude, I got to say, man, it is an honor to have you on. Not because you played in the Super Bowl, which is freaking amazing, but the way you played the game, I admire so much. Some of my favorite safeties of all time next to you were Bob Sanders, Troy Polamalu. This the guys I grew up watching. I know I've watched so many highlights on Ronnie Lott. I love guys that played with physicality like you, man, and you helped that team achieve great success and get to a Super Bowl and almost win it. I've got a lot of questions for you, but I'm gonna take a backseat for a minute. Sam, why don't you kick it off, man?
Yeah. Do you want to just go back and forth like me one and then you one and then back and forth?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Blaine, first of all, I got to thank you because anytime I've met you for a picture, autograph, or anything, you have signed everything. You've been nice and everything like that. And you go around and you see former players and everything like that. And some of them are like, can't be bothered or whatnot, but I've never had that problem with you or anything like that. You've always been jovial. So I appreciate that. So I just wanted to get that out of the way.
I have to comment on that. Reason why I'm so appreciative because, I never thought I would make it to the National Football League. So the way I played was as though I was still a fan. And because I was just good enough to be on the field, I felt like I represented so many people who helped me get to that point. Whether I grew up with them or high school or college, I play with this fire and desire that probably most of the fans would play if they got an opportunity to be on the football field. And every play was my last play. And that's how I played. And man, I enjoyed it. And to be honest, nobody, I would have probably played for free and played the exact same way. It wouldn't change. I love football. I really love football. And at that time, man, it was just like, it was like the heartbeat of, a dream. And then the play in reality was really just like unbelievable. So that's probably why I play like that. When I turn on the film, I always wanted to see that I played and I was exhausted because I would go after eat with my family after the game and I just sit there and they were like, "Hey, so you had a great game?" I was like, "Yeah, you won," and I'm just like, I am so exhausted. I believe everything I had on the field every game, man.
I love that. I love that.
I like this. I like this. This is why I liked having Quentin Jammer on too.
Yeah.
So you got. I love that you're so real, man. Like that was awesome. Seriously, and he would have played for free. I love that, dude. Seriously,
Yeah, man. I would never tell the Titans or the Eagles that, but man, I really, that's how much I love the game, man. You know, it's just kind of hard to see because you just don't know how much guys making so much money now, how much they really, love the game and just the whole process of, studying your opponent, getting ready that week after week, and just to see if I could play better and the mental fatigue, let alone the physical and the physicality of the National Football League was just unworldly. Almost just as unworldly as some of the athletes that were out there, that were elite of the elite. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool journey. And man, everybody who touched me, who knew me, was a part of that whole journey and that ride. And even when I got into the league, man. So it was that was just who I was, and it's just something that I did. Is not who I was as far as an athlete, but I definitely enjoyed immensely, and I knew I was only going to be playing like that. I was only going to be playing for a short period of time, and the clock was ticking. Just with the injuries build up and behind the scenes, and you just know your body at some point is going to break.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Sports SP's got a good question. He puts on a good show. He's asking about Emeka Egbuka. Do you think he's already a top 10 receiver as a rookie? Because I know that you do. I know you're in broadcasting, so I know you're still tuned
104.5 The Zone.
Exactly. He's been killing it, man.
Man, those Ohio State receivers, Ohio State, LSU, those receivers, man. I don't know if he's maybe the stats probably say he is right now, but if he makes the Pro Bowl, then I would say he's in the top 10. But man, those guys are so skilled, and actually, he's done better sooner than I thought. He leaned out a little bit and not as muscular for the NFL, and that helped him. He was a great route runner. I thought he needed a little more speed because when you were watching him on film at Ohio State, it's every now and then he got caught from behind, which was kind of weird. It was like, man, did they have a good angle or did he just get outrun? And so I was interested to see how he would do in the National Football League. He leaned out, got ready for the combine. Obviously, someone gave him some great advice, and man, he's taken off. So yeah, I think he will be for sure at some point the top 10. He's not right there now.
And also, like, what's crazy is like the other dudes on that team, they've been injured, so it's kind of opened that gateway. Mike Evans is hurt now. Jalen McMillan got hurt before the season. Godwin wasn't ready, so he got a little bit more an opportunity, and he ran with it. So
they had no choice almost. They're like, "Hey, this is it." Yeah,
but he was super talented, gifted. And I love the receivers because his longevity. Some of those guys are super duper athletic, but the guys who refine their route running will play longer than any of them because when you start losing a little bit of speed, you really can't tell because you've mastered the art of running routes.
Which is an art. That is an art. That is an art form. I tried to play receiver. I remember that was never that good, but absolutely.
Because at some point, everybody else is just as good an athlete, can run just as fast as you. And he already had that in his back pocket right when he got into the league. So you knew he was going to have success immediately.
That's a huge thing as a rookie coming in. Okay, I've got questions too, a lot, but we're getting some really good ones. My dad, I got another one after this too. He says he's tuned in. He says you do pregame broadcasts on radio for the Titans. I was going to ask this later, but my dad, you know what? I'm going to let him take it. What are your thoughts on Cam Ward? I was going to say that for last, but
that's great, man. Yeah, I really appreciate Cam Ward and what he represents, being a number one pick. And it first starts with me. It was his leadership skills. I think people assume because you're fantastic athlete and great player that you're just built for leadership. Well, he was, and he was a leader at every level. he's ever played and every team he went to, and he exemplified that by getting there early, 4:30, and then leaving late. So this guy's kind of somewhat old school. That's kind of how I was. I watched a lot of film and tape. I would stay over there to 7, get over there at 6, and just a student of the game. And that way, come game day, I was instinctive. Now, a little different playing quarterback. So he's got all the traits. At worst case scenarios, Cam Ward's going to be a really good starter in the NFL.
I think you're right. I see it.
It'll be when it's all said and done.
Please,
but
please.
yeah. So right now he's he's got to get some more weapons around him. Make sure they get the offensive line together. But I've been impressed. And you know what's so funny? Stats don't tell everything in every story.
Absolutely.
And so when you look at his, accuracy and everything else, it looks, doesn't look as good as it should, with some drops and some on him too. But if you're watching him and anybody watching him play, you say, hey, the sky's the limit for this guy. Keeps growing over the time. I just hope they don't mess him up. I don't think they will, but I meant like maybe getting hit too much or things like that. It hasn't happened, but you always worry about that when it's a rookie quarterback. And he's at his best, from the pocket too. He is a pocket passer that can maneuver within the pocket, has a great feel for the pocket, can throw from different launch angles, which is really impressive. And, his velocity can speed it up, slow it down. So he's kind of working on all the different things and how, defenses approach him, which all of them are so different to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah, that's what saved Matt Stafford. He can't move anymore, but his launch angles and the way he's like a trick shot artist, but he's gotten so smart and he still has the arm strength, even though he doesn't have the legs anymore. And that is something I see with Cam Ward. That was a really good take, man.
To me,
it's cool talking to a podcast with you. I like this. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's his release. That ball gets out of there so quickly. Like as soon as there's a guy right in his face, it's like, shoot, there's launched, So
and he's still got the athletic ability too, which is something you want.
Yeah. Now, I think a lot of people think he's, more of a runner than he really is. If you go watch him, he's more of a scrambler to buy time. I know he did run downfield a little bit, but as far as the National Football League, he won't be that, guy that's running around,
right.
Like Jackson or somebody like that. That's not who he is. He can't do those things, but he can scramble enough for first downs and things like that in this league. I think he's already finding out that these defensive linemen are a lot
faster than those college guys.
Magic to him and some belief about who he is and his play that has shown some special throws already with the throwback here we had across his body, which you don't teach people to do this.
There's so many guys that can do that.
Yeah, that was like Brett Favre-ish type stuff, crazy, across your body, strong arm over there, and then throw it on a dime and drop it in the bucket. Coaches tell you, he can't do that. No quarterback can throw across their body and throw all the way up the other side. And then he does stuff like that. It's just like, wow. I mean, man. So he is special. There's not a lot of patience in the sports world now in the pro game, but man, in a couple years, man, he's going to be really, really good.
You nailed it. They just got to get the other guys around him. Baker with the better arm. Okay, I got to get my questions, but really quick, Jay, I love these comments though. It's a live show for a reason. I want people to throw your stuff at, like, if you got some good stuff, we're gonna ask Blaine. But this one, I love this. He's Jay Wright. Which Sam, you want to take this one?
Yeah, he's my brother-in-law. So he says, watching from my alma mater MTSU, getting dog walked in this podcast at the same time. He listened to an old 3HL every day when he drove home from his motorcycle from Antioch to Rivergate. It's a decent.
Oh wow!
Great radio.
Those good old days. That's kind of how I set my stone there on the radio.
Must listen.
We had some super time. I mean, Brent Doherty was our point guy. He's still at the States. He's still on 3HL, and the other time we all know Clay Travis. Clay Travis was on there with a super talented lawyer background, super smart, quick, witty thinker. So we had a great combination in me as a former athlete. So it was one of those things that hit, and man, it was no looking back. I had some 5 years of those shows there, man. I don't think it's top that. Yeah.
No, the best part about that was you guys were like 3 dudes sitting at a bar talking. And then like it translated to us, and I'm like laughing in my car as everybody's arguing with Clay about fat people being shot and why it's better.
You been talking about what's like, what are we talking about?
He would ask the weirdest things. Like, would you rather get shot with one shirt or would you rather get shot with 18 shirts on? And we're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, man, and that's exactly what you just said is what we said at the beginning when we all came together, is that we want to be three guys sitting at the bar, just having a good time, no stress, just enjoying one another and playing off one another. And that's exactly what you just said, man. So we accomplished that, and I think that's why it resonated with so many people.
This is a blast, man. I love this. This is great. Goose, I see your comment. That was a good question. We're gonna hit it in a second. That's actually one of mine. That's another one of mine. I'm gonna hit it in a second. I want you to take me back to little Blaine Bishop as a kid. Yeah. When did you start to think, man, I think I could play college and maybe have a shot at the NFL? When did it start to click? Like, how old were you? Was there a moment, a season? Like, a lot of little kids have that dream to play in the Super Bowl, and you accomplished it. When did that start to happen for you?
Well, that's an interesting question, because I don't know if anyone's asking me kind of in that manner. I'm gonna say this just off the cuff, kind of take you what I thought and going back. But as of today, I don't think there ever was a time I thought I was going to be in the National Football League when I was a kid. I don't think that ever crossed my mind. I've played since I was 6, and I can tell you this, which I've never told anybody, is that every birthday wish was that I made it to the NFL. And
I love that, man.
So I never thought I would make it. I mean, to be honest, the ultimate goal was just to get a scholarship to college and to play for free. I didn't come from, a lot. And so that was kind of really the real goal. NFL became part of the vision really senior year in high school. I make everything at defensive back, and then I wasn't recruited or offered any scholarships by Division I. I was a Notre Dame fan growing up, being that I went to Cathedral Fighting Irish in Indianapolis, Indiana, which was the same colors as Notre Dame. So had a lot of success there. And since I wasn't recruited, I ended up going to a lot of people know I was at Ball State, but that's not where I started. I started at a Division II school in St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer, Indiana. And went there with a couple of friends from high school. And that's when the vision started, because I started initially there. And week 4, I got to play offense and defense through some injuries on offense. And I scored touchdowns in 4 different ways. And
look at that. Nice, man.
The NFL scouts who were there to watch some other guy, didn't even know they were there on the other team, said I had a shot at the National Football League literally 4 months after no one offered me a Division I scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So that's probably when I thought I had a shot, but I never really thought about it after that until the season was over and I make Division II All-American. I go back to my high school coach and said, "Can I play Division I football now?" And he said, "Absolutely." And that is how I got to Ball State. By the way, I walked on at Ball State.
And you walked on.
Wow.
So you played one season. Because I was reading on that. I was curious how long. So you played one season at St. Joseph's, then you transferred to Ball State, or was it 2 seasons?
Yeah, I played one season my freshman year when walked on at Ball State after my coach. Well, he said I could go to Indiana State, which wasn't a very good football program. Ball State was solid. I'd start right away and I'd go to IU. And, I was the captain in high school, really good student, academic, was really good there at a private school. So, yeah, I walked on for a semester, then they gave me a scholarship immediately after one semester. But the rules were different there, and you had to sit out. So I used that as a red shirt. I couldn't play right away, but at that time it was Rick Minner was our DC, and he was the one who was a huge advocate. He pushed for me, and him and the head coach Shadell were after fall ball was like, you can be third string running back, or you can be competing to start at cornerback. And I looked at him and said, my hard passion's always been with running back, but somehow always on all defense. And as long as I got a better shot of winning. But I said, "Coach, and give me a scholarship, I'm very appreciative. But who am I competing with? Yeah, because I watch practice every day.
Exactly.
Right.
I wasn't being cocky by any means, but it was just that shows you how I felt like I had nothing to lose and everything to gain at that point in time. And I'm just thinking about that. I'm saying that to coaches, and I'm 19. So I'm like, hey, who am I competing with though?
Right.
So
Yeah.
so I was really on a mission. At that point in time, my drive was off the charts. Everybody, always kind of doubted me for whatever reason as far as playing Division I football. It was crazy, but I end up being right in
You
the
proved
end.
him wrong. You proved him wrong, man. You got
So,
to.
There's a lot to say in that a lot of people would have given up, and I felt like those failures that I had along the way really inspired the drive that was relentless throughout that whole process there. Because I cried in my bedroom when I was in high school when I didn't get a Division I offer. I mean, I cried. I was bawling. My mom was like, you just need to believe in what you do, and you go out here and act on it, and you take your work ethic to the next level. And I said, well, I'm working as hard as I can. You can always work harder. And she says, the man upstairs, he's watching. So don't worry. You don't worry. You just do what you need to do. And that's all I did was focus on me. And that is it, man. And then I got some breaks along the way too. So I was very blessed for those opportunities. So yeah, man, I could have easily just said, I'm gonna just play Division II, and then most people be like, that's enough. I'm playing. I'd rather just go to school, have a good time, party, and everything else. And that wasn't the case for me.
Right.
I love that, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, that was awesome. I appreciate your work ethic took you there, but just how much you cared. Like, I've read that stuff about Michael Jordan, man. Like, he was driven nuts when he didn't make the varsity team as a sophomore. I love that
crazy.
answer.
That's insane. You can say,
yeah, I know. I know you
a little more clearer than mine.
What?
Road was a little more
hey,
paved,
man, 6'3", you jump out the gym. I'm like, hey man, what? It's so unpredictable what it tells you. When you're getting recruited out of high school, because all my friends, that I'm still close to today, just are remembered still today. Like, dang, man, you made it to the NFL, and man, because I never talked about it. Like, I was just knew I was going to make it, and just any of that. So, I was.
I love how humble you were and are. Like, you were like, I didn't think I was going to do it. And not only did you do it, you achieved stuff that a lot of other great players in NFL history, I can think of several. I mean, Jammer did, and he was awesome. You made Pro Bowls and made the Super Bowl. So not only did you make it, you achieved high success at that next level after overcoming odds every step of the way, man. Okay, I don't want to. I know Sam's got a lot of stuff, so
I had to keep elevating and growing and continue to grinding and finding new ways to do my workouts and continue to push myself to the limit. I'm gonna say this, on this take is that my whole goal as a player, once I got the shot, was not even sure if I was going to even make the team. By the way, my rookie year after getting drafted 214 pick, and
there was 8 rounds then. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
God-gifted ability that was given to me. I wanted to say that I gave it all I got, and if I didn't make it, I could live with that.
That's a
so
good.
That's
kind
of my goals were never to make the Pro Bowl. Every year after that, I continue to say, how far can I push my body to be the best version of me? That's it. That is it. And that's all I can ask of myself. And so that's when you saw me play, I felt like every time I stepped foot on the field, you got the best version of Blaine Bishop every time.
That's what I remembered watching. I watched a lot of highlights in the last couple of weeks getting ready for this, but I didn't even have to, because I remember watching you when I was a kid, and I was like, man, I love the way this guy plays. Because I was a safety. You were one of those guys I was watching.
I didn't set any like goals. I feel like maybe I should have set goals, but I really didn't. So I just
Did you?
loved it.
Please, Isaac, please say you saw the highlight of him playing Jacksonville in the playoffs. Please say you saw that highlight. There's a picture of it of him like midair. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that was the last play of the game. It was 4th down, and
I loved it.
Blitzed and knocked the jumped up in the air, and I went to the combine, and so I had 42.5-inch vertical. So I had some some athleticism. I mean, but I wasn't elite as far as speed and everything else.
Bench reps
IQ was up
your
there.
bench reps as a safety. That's pretty strong, man. 20 is pretty dang good for a safety.
I was a little disappointed on that one. I thought I should have
really
around 25 or more.
Put it away.
That's what I'm talking about. That's like those were the things that kind of encapsulate who Blaine Bishop is. It was never good enough, but it's almost like trying to have a perfect game, and your goal is to play a perfect game, knowing you never can. But when you get close enough, guess what? That's pretty freaking good. And that's what's the goal. I can play a perfect game. I know I can. And then I would just come up barely short, then I still have a 90% on my grade. A's and A's. That's how I look at it.
I love that.
Sam, I have to add
your turn for sure.
I will, but he asked a good question. Favorite Titans uniform, Blaine? Your helmet, jersey, paint combo. Like, what was the favorite Titans uniform that you used to wear? Was it icy whites? Was it all navy? Was it the light blue?
Yeah, I'm kind of old school, so I'm gonna go with what we opened the stadium with. There,
navy,
99 with the navy jerseys and I guess more so white pants with navy stripes and everything else. So yeah, it's kind of evolved. That's for me, but now the jerseys, man, there's the blue ones, they're evolved pretty good. They've evolved and now they're kind of even doing, they're gonna have some throwback type jerseys. So
yeah, I know. I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, these are the throwback. My closet is full of throwbacks. But yeah. So my question is, I got to start with this one because we touched on it earlier. I've heard you on the radio talk about, I think everybody else here needs to know it too. You have talked adamantly about how Fred Taylor needs to be in the Hall of Fame because of the preparation, not from stats wise, but just from the preparation that teams had to prepare for him and whatnot. If you don't mind talking about Fred Taylor and why he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because I agree. After I heard your take on the radio.
Well, he's one of the few guys that's out there still. You just like, man, we would, and naturally he's a running back, but he could block really well, pick me up on blitzes. He could run routes. Naturally, he was fast and powerful and quick. I mean, he encapsulated everything you needed. Him and actually Jimmy Smith was really good. They had a good group on offense. Now, Keenan McCardell,
Jimmy Smith,
Brady at tight end. Had Baselli, Cersei at tackles.
Baselli.
They had, they matched up really well with us. So Freddie T, man, he brought a punch, and I mean, for real, he had power and speed, and then he had the rope-a-dope. He had the quick speed too. So those are the guys that give you issues that are really good, all facets of the game that they play at their position, and that was there. Naturally, everybody he's a good power back. Oh, he's this, or it was just, man, this guy doesn't come off the field. So there was no tea leaves on, if they brought another back, this is third down. They like to throw the ball. And this guy, he was in throughout that time. Maybe he's not in because of him and Jimmy Smith, because of injuries.
I'm a little lost. He had 15. I'm looking at stats. He had over 15,000 rushing yards in 03 and didn't even make the Pro Bowl that year. He had almost 2,000 yards. The dude had collectively over 14,000 total yards from scrimmage.
What's that rank in NFL history?
Oh, that I'm gonna pull up. His rushing yards were 11,695.
He may be in the top 20.
I think he is, and to have that's a good argument to me.
I think he was in a time he didn't make it because
he's 18th right now. Derrick Henry just eclipsed him. Taylor's 17th. That's enough to me. Like, he should have made more Pro Bowls. I remember that dude.
You're looking at the list. Who's on there that's not in outside of him, ahead of him?
Okay. So Emmett's in, Walter Payton's in, Frank Gore's gonna make it, I'm sure. Barry Sanders in, Adrian Peterson, Curtis Martin, LT, Bettis, Dickerson, Dorsett, Brown, Falk, Edgar and James, Marcus Allen. James is in, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be in. Marcus Allen, I'm down to 14 already. Marcus Allen, I know, is in. Franco Harris is in. Thurman Thomas has got to be in. Henry's above him, but he's still playing. So he's the right below him is Steven Jackson.
Okay.
So he isn't in either.
And then, I played against a lot of those guys, man. I mean, it sounds weird. My first year was some of those guys last year, like Barry Sanders. So they,
injuries.
Oh man, I was like, "Hey, Barry." He was like, "All right, thank you."
he was always soft spoken though.
Yeah,
I got to meet him one time, and I was like, "Hey, Barry, you're amazing." I had a few to drink. And I was like, Barry, you're awesome. And he's like, thank you. I appreciate that.
You watched
and I'm like, cool.
You changed our whole defense just to try to stop that guy, man. It was crazy.
I didn't realize he was a 4.29 speed. I'm looking at his stuff right now.
Yeah, he was quick.
I knew he was quick, but dang. For size.
You ever try to catch a rabbit in your backyard? Like you got you got a fence up and you're chasing it around. That was Barry Sanders.
Yo, Lordy.
Barry, dude, his highlights. I remember watching him. I was like, this guy looks like he's in a video game, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he'd be traipsing.
Looking stupid.
They're traipsing on people.
Can't even touch. They're touching air trying to catch Barry, man. I got to hit this one.
I got Bettis. Edge. I played against Curtis Martin. The list goes on, man.
Curtis Martin. Really okay. While we're on the running back thing, Sam, I just got to ask a quick one.
Sure.
Other than Barry, who was the most difficult running back that you went up against to tackle? It could be a teammate too. Any running back.
Well, it was always those guys who had just enough speed and power and quick feet. And so it was the power backs, being that I was a converted corner, it would probably give me because I was afraid they would set me up. And then I'm thinking they're going to juke and then they just come right at me. Bang. So, there were some, Corey Dillon, another guy probably should be,
that's a name.
Nobody, he played for the
he's 21st. He's 21st all time.
So I think he got a ring too, by the way. Yeah. He was, he's another guy that he should be on the list.
Jamal Lewis, wasn't he?
Oh, Jamal, he wrestled too. Oh man, there were some battles there versus.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, he definitely last weekend too, man. We have. Oh
really?
My God.
Nice.
He wore. I still every time I see him, I say, "Hey man, did you elevate your shoulder pads?" He looked like he was huge. The same height as me, man. What's going on here, man? Well, Dylan younger years, he was all that and some business, man. I remember there was one time I can remember I hit him with everything I got. And we went back and forth. Next thing you know, I'm on my back. He dragging me with it. I'm on the back of his jersey now. I was like, oh my God, this. I gave him everything on this. How did I get him the last time?
How was Mike Allstott trying to tackle him?
Man!
This is my jam, man. I started playing fantasy then. I was watching ball when I was 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Allstott was fun.
It's funny you bring him up because I was in AFC, he was in NFC, so I didn't get to play him but one time.
Okay,
they had Lorenzo Neal as the fullback and him as the tailback. And Mike Allstott, to me, that version of that player then in his prime is kind of probably what Scatterboo turned into.
I can see that.
And you go, man, before a sharp window there, Mike Allstott was one of the best backs in the NFL, man.
And he was with Warren Dunn. That was like the best Thunder and Lightning combo, man. It was so awesome. They played their roles so well. Lorenzo Neal, I forgot about him. He was legit, dude.
Fucking fullback ever.
My co-host, my old co-host, he's watching right now. His name's Shots from Sideline. He had a good question before this too. He said, "How was it playing with the great Steve McNair, the late great Steve McNair?"
Oh man, Mac 9 was, he was special. In that the way he came in the league and then had to, grow and learn those first couple years, and then once he got out there, he was such a calm, cool customer. But boy, man, I don't know. I think I got more calls with people calling me on other teams about how it was, at practice versus me. And I said, well, we can't touch McNair. He said, man, he looked like he just as hard to tackle like Eddie George, but he also can throw. I said, well, that's what everybody's saying. I see him run over a lot of people, but we can't touch him, so I don't have any idea what he's like to tackle. But yeah, he was a tough son guy. We had some really tough guys on our team. Myself, Eddie. But Mag9, he was number one. He would play through some things I don't think I would have even done, and his toughness and resolve, but his confidence. I remember when he could be playing bad and come third quarter, he'd be like, I got him. Like, dude, I'm exhausted. When he's like, I got him. And every time he said that, he said, just give me the ball back.
Yeah.
We got him the ball back. He would drive down and win games. He was clutch. He
was
like clutch.
The Texans game. The Texans game with Drew Bennett. Like he just called it right there. Yeah.
There was always belief, and that's what you got to have, that your quarterback can win you games, even if he's not playing up to par. Almost like, who did we just see play and do that? Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Played bad for 3 quarters. And I'm not saying that's that, but he played bad for really pretty much till the 4th quarter started. And all of a sudden,
wake up,
had a shot. He rose to the occasion. And that's the clutch gene. That's going to happen sometimes as a quarterback. You're going to have some good games, bad throw, but it's how you finish really dictates that you got a shot at winning.
That was one of my aunt who passed away last year. That was one of her favorite players, was Steve McNair. So it's cool to hear about him because he was. I mean, obviously I'm a Packer fan, but he was. I just love watching him.
Country boy. He was a good old country boy. And guess what? I hardly ever saw him lifting weights, but boy, he was as strong as an ox.
Shots said, "Are you drinking the Cam juice now, Sam?"
I'm taking a sip.
He wasn't taking any sips, Blaine, before because I've known Sam for a minute. Before the draft, Blaine, let me tell you here, Sam was
I wanted to trade out, Blaine. I wanted to trade out and stack picks. That's what I wanted.
I'm with you, Sam.
That's what I'm talking about.
It wasn't against Cam. It didn't matter who the quarterback was.
No, exactly.
They needed too many pieces to the puzzle. And I was worried about that they would get their quarterback injured. And why not? You can go with a veteran guy, or you can even go with Nevis one more year. Just let's get all these pieces and holes fixed, and then bring in the quarterback.
Right.
So but it worked out. Cam is
cool. Rivergate Mall for fans in 96, 97. Oh, that's cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
Rivergate Mall.
Man. They're tearing it down for a greenway now. It's crazy.
Oh,
why did you
stop them from doing that, Sam?
I can't stop it. Listen, nobody goes there. I mean, Amazon tanked it. I don't know what to tell you, but I'll give you this question here. There is one character, controversial character, but a character nonetheless. Give me your best Greg Williams story.
Ooh,
give me your best Greg Williams story.
Oh my, Greg Williams.
I couldn't help it. I had to know.
He was our defensive coordinator, but I'm gonna just say this: he had a foul mouth.
He did, Jay.
I mean, he would MF people all over the place, and a lot of DCs are that way, just because everything's about reaction as a player. But he would always wear his pants up over his belly button. So his khakis and stuff. So we started calling him Buddy Lee. It was some character on TV. And so he didn't have any idea. We was like, oh, okay, thanks, Buddy Lee. Until he finally figured it out. And then he just started MFing all of us, making fun of him. But he was fun to play for, man. I got to give him that. Right now he's actually at TSU.
Is he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh, he's over there. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't either. Eddie was there, and Eddie's moved on to Bowling Green now.
Yes,
as their head coach. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Man. That's great. I got a quick one for you here. This is funny. He said my buddy Shots. He says he thinks you played a little bit against one of his old high school teammates, Greg Jones, another dude that never lifted weights.
Oh, where did Greg Jones go to high school?
Oh, where?
Oh, he said in high school. Oh, it was his high school teammate, but I played against him in the pros. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's probably it. Mm-hmm.
That's got to be it because he was South Carolina.
Yeah, he was a solid player. Did he play a long time? Because I thought he was what team was he on?
I'm checking it out. He's got to be
I thought he had a short
fullback.
I can't remember.
He played with the he actually played with the Jags from 2004 to 2012. He was a second round pick. He was the fullback. Yeah, if that's the Greg Jones.
Fullback, but he played running back 1 year against us.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Greg Jones.
Yeah. He was a pretty talented player as a fullback / I think there was some games or seasons where he had to play running back with their injuries throughout the season.
Yeah.
Too as well. Yeah,
especially 05. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I had to pull that out of my hat there on that one. I forgot about it.
No, wait, it took me a second too. He's told me that. It took a minute. Sam, you know what's funny is people have hit a couple of mine already.
Yeah.
Well, I got another one. Somebody asked it earlier. It's okay. I think it was, let me see. I think it was Goose. I was gonna ask this. I'm gonna let Goose take it. Who's your favorite teammate that you played with?
Oh man,
Phoenix. It's got to be Phoenix. Phoenix.
Phoenix. Oh
yeah,
man,
got to be Barry.
He might have been the funniest, but I don't think he was. I had to tell you this story. He was so funny. He said we were talking about they were going around asking people what their SAT scores were, and he said SAT. What is that? He was like, what? You don't know what the SAT is? He said, man, I've never taken an SAT before in my life. I said, how did you go to school? He said, well, I went to JUCO, and then I didn't. He went to Southern Miss. He says, I never took a SAT.
Didn't have to do it. I love it. That's good. That's funny, man. That's a good story. I learned SAT.
So this is the type, there's some dudes that sometimes you just go, oh my, man, I don't know how long he's going to be around here, man. Like, I hope he didn't learn the playbook.
Oh, that was good. I mean, that was a hard one. When I wrote it earlier, I was like, dude, he played with so many people. Like, this is gonna be really
favorite
tough.
team. That's a tough one there. I would go. It was funny because he would always rise me up, and I'd be so juiced for practice. So we would watch film, and he'd be like, "Man, that's all you got. You didn't even hit him." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, he's coaching now, actually for the Titans."
And is he?
Jackson. He's the safeties coach. He was a corner, and then he had a major ankle injury, dislocation. Then he moved to safety, so he became my backup. He's kind of the jack of all trades. He played like dime, nickel, corner, safety. So I would say Stevie J because he always used to bust my chops all the time, and he knew how to hit those buttons on me, man, at practice. And he's just like, man, you didn't really hit him, man. You wussed out, man. He kind of ran you over. Like, no, I'd be at practice. They'd be like, what's wrong with Blaine? I'd be just running around.
You're just ticked. He's just like the little brother.
We've all heard that. Like. Yeah, no, totally. We all have had this play chopped up, dissected, the Music City Miracle. I've heard it from every point of view. I have not heard it from your point of view. Could you give me yours? Or
the Music City Miracle, man. That was wow, that was so unbelievable that play actually worked. And the reason why I say it like that, because we practiced the play with multiple individuals, myself included.
Dyson slept.
Most of the guys thought we'd never run this play. So it was like a fun thing we did on Saturdays with Coach Fisher, would have with the special team, Alan Lowry. I think he came from Texas, the University of Texas. He said they did something like that in the 70s or so, if I can recall. And it was run, differently all the time. But it was actually just to try to, advance the football when time's running out at the end of a game. And so with Dyson wasn't even supposed to do it. It was supposed to be initially Derek Mason. He got injured.
Cramping, right?
It was somebody else. And then they just kind of asked Dyson to do it. He said, "Sure, I'll do whatever you need me." He's done a play too, and man, it was just kind of crazy. Lorenzo comes over to the huddle and tells everybody that they're gonna kick it to me because he knew that they thought he had no hands, so they're gonna kick it to me. So he caught it. He said, "When I catch it, I'm gonna hand it to Frank." And then the rest was going to tell, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And just to see that worked was so incredible. And I will not lie. I was standing on the sideline there and I wasn't sure if it was a legal pass, but I was up there thinking about where I was going to go for vacation because we lost this freaking game. I was like, oh man, I got to get out of here, man. Because defensively we had played a pretty solid game, and
yeah,
it was
kept
just,
you almost 16 points.
One of those days, and then
my grandma.
Yeah, once that happened though, I thought we were a team of destiny. I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl. I said it.
Hey man, I get it.
My dad was in the car. We had pulled into my grandmother, his mother's house, and I'm sobbing. I'm like, I can't believe this has happened. They've already turned down the radio, Dad, and he's doing the typical dad thing, right? Sometimes you work hard, and these, you've just got to pick yourself back up. And then we hear he's got something. He's got just barely in the background. Dad's like, hold on a second. And he cranks it up. And I'm just staring like, what happened? And Dad's like, well, sometimes you just need to listen to the whole game and not,
a lot of people left, they thought the game was over. I mean, that place was rocking. It was shaking. And back then they would go under the tent and kind of look at the play. And man, they were throwing stuff at those referees. And I said, there's no way they're going to overturn this play. They won't make it out of here alive.
No.
There was no way.
What's his name said? He's like, it doesn't matter if it's not Jeff Triplett and company were not going to make it out of that stadium. Because Jeff Triplett, I think, was the line judge that said it wasn't a forward pass.
Good stuff, Sam. Good stuff, Sam.
Oh, dude, listen, I'm about this life, okay?
Okay, well, I was gonna save this for my last question, but this segues into it. Okay, I'll come up with another one. There's a lot of good ones in the comments. So this leads into this magical run. It's funny. He took a shot. I love him, but he took a shot at the Jaguars. He said, "You're talking highly of a Jacksonville team y'all beat 3 times on the way to the Super Bowl that year."
Oh man,
yeah, it is funny because Leon seriously thinks every time I'm talking so highly of him that I'm full of BS. I go, man. First of all, what are the odds that you beat a team 3 times in one season? That's the only team that beat you all season. I said, man, the odds were good. I said, man, I did not want to play y'all at all. There's no way.
Yeah, man.
Just think they went all year undefeated except against us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the only team that were able to take them out, and they were really good. And not only did you take them out, but you took them out, and
house.
And you took them out in their house. Yeah. I gotta ask. I know it didn't end the way you wanted, but how was it playing when you knew after you beat Jacksonville and you knew you're going to the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
So walk me through your emotions that day. Like, how were you feeling? Because that is every kid's dream to make the NFL and play in the Super Bowl. Like any kid that plays football, I played for like 8-9 years. Any kid.
Yeah. Well, first I had to celebrate. We had to celebrate the AFC championship, in Jacksonville on their field. So that was kind of unique in itself. So you kind of really just celebrating the actual game. You're talking about going to the Super Bowl, but you're on this high, adrenaline rush and everything else. And then we get back to the stadium and it's packed. After the game in Jacksonville, we go to the podium at the stadium, the bottom of the ring of the stadium. That time, Adelphia was full, and all the captains got up, myself included, and Bruce got up and talking. I went out right after Bruce Matthews, and I just said, "We brought a can of whoop ass." Yes, we ready. And we had played the Rams before, and we beat them in the regular season on grass at our stadium. And Fisher felt like, hey, nobody beats us in our house. We split on the road. We'll be right where we need to be, and we even did better than that multiple times. So we were confident that we could win the game. Unfortunately, we just came up a little short. But yeah, we gave them all they could handle, and we had a resilient, strong, mentally tough team and a good combination of young players with veteran players. It just all came together that season, and nobody would have predicted, not even myself, that we would have been a Super Bowl caliber type team because we came off those 3 8-8 seasons. We got our new jerseys, new stadium, and it all came together with, by the way, someone called the Freak, and he kind of changed and transformed
Javon Curse kind of did
on defense.
Yes, he did.
So that final piece was him.
Yeah, when you guys were stacked on offense, you had McNair, Bruce Matthews, Wycheck, Eddie George.
The crazy thing was 2000 was the better team. Like when you look at it, 2000 had the better team. All the holes were filled. And
you were a Pro Bowler on that team. That team was just ridiculous, man.
I came back.
What did you have? Eight Pro Bowlers.
I learned to really not like Steelers fans that year. I couldn't stand them. I wanted a piece of them every time I saw them.
You just the Ravens are the ones that got us in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
2 buzzsaws. You ran into the Rams, the greatest show on turf, and you actually held them to just over 20 points, which is pretty freaking. Like, I'm not just saying it, man. That is like that team was stupid. That was a stupid good offense, man. And you guys were right there. But then you ran into the Ravens defense in 2000, which is, I mean, historically one of the, you're one of the best offenses in NFL history, one of the best defenses, back-to-back years.
Watch this. I'm gonna tell you the stats. Do you know the stats of that game that they beat us?
Are you talking about that 24-10 game?
Yeah, that we lost. They blocked 2 kicks and intercepted it for a touchdown. They said they blocked a kick for a touchdown. And we only gave up 130 yards total offense. You know how much our offense put on them?
What?
300 and something. We lost.
Yeah.
That's rough, man.
Go look up the stats. It's somewhere thereabout. We gave up 130 total yards.
Yeah, 130. You nailed it. 6 first downs.
So we're talking about
completed 5 passes. Their offense only completed 5 passes.
Was dominant because our mindset is we knew we were good now, and we knew we were going to dominate. And boy, to come up short, that's the one. It's going to sound crazy, but it's more painful to me. Because there was no question in my mind that we were going to win the Super Bowl that season before the season even started. That was not the mindset going into the year we went to the Super Bowl. No.
It's crazy how that stuff works, isn't it? And
you just never know. You just never know. A good example is this: Bruce Matthews played 19, 20 years. That was his only Super Bowl.
Right,
and he was amazing. He was it was an awesome
one of the
player.
best centers in the league.
Played the game. Yep.
But I forgot about that game. I'm happy you brought that up because it's been a long time since I've, watched stuff on it. But that the block kick and then McNair's pass right off of Eddie George's hands, that's just unlucky, man.
Those kicks and takes to the house.
I cried. I remember sobbing. Just absolutely could not believe it.
Live it.
Yeah.
I mean, after that game, man, that one there, everybody talks about a game that haunts you, and you try to replay that thing back and forth and what you could have done better as an individual. And you just, Trent Dilfer, Super Bowl winner.
Jason? Sam, I've got one last one for him in a little bit. You want to hit yours?
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna let Jay take this one because I'm curious as well.
That's a good one.
Thoughts on playing against Peyton Manning in his prime? I think you said on the radio once that Peyton told you it was your feet that gave you away or something like that. I could be wrong.
No, yeah. Well, he didn't tell me that. I saw what he was doing, and it was in that playoff. It was on the playoff run. We went to the Super Bowl. So we had beat Buffalo. Then we played Indy, where I'm from.
Right.
And so that was unique, getting 100 tickets that game. I'll never forget that. But it was fun from grade school to high school to to college. So it was really unique in itself. And that was a special game for me, not knowing till afterwards that, Jeff Fisher said that was my best game that I played in my career. I would beg to differ at that time. I was like, really? Oh, wow. But one thing we won state on that field in high school.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. So I was very comfortable in the field. I was jogging around the field early, and I run into someone that was very special to me that worked for the Colts, and that was Father Kelly. He's no longer with us, but he was, the principal of my high school cathedral. And so we sit there and have a long conversation because I would get out there early and warm up and stuff. And he's like, man, who would have thought Woody, because that was my nickname. Everybody called me Woody in high school.
Oh, really? All
Would have
right.
made it to the National Football League. And I just said, not even Woody. We laughed and I felt so relaxed, like I was at home. And everything that I studied, they ran it. And boy, was that a great feeling to go out there and just play free like that and impact the game the way that I did on defense in that game was pretty cool.
This is awesome. Jason's got a good one. I think you just answered it. I think it was that 2000 Titans team, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah.
That must have been the team, man. You just said that was you expected to win the Super Bowl that year, but
yeah, my favorite team to play. Oh, I did not. Well,
whoa, wait. I'm misreading it. I thought it meant play on. I misread it. Yeah, play against.
Your career favorite team to play. Does it mean that we had success or? I don't know.
Jason, what do you mean? Do you mean like he just wanted to play against them to beat them? Like
it's got to be Jacksonville.
I'm thinking Jacksonville at that time. Like.
Well, I didn't know it. Well, you know what was for me? See, I think the opposite. It was the Ravens because they beat us.
Oh yeah.
Because if we would have played them 10 times, I guarantee you that wouldn't have happened 10 times.
I swore as a 13
50 somewhere thereabout, you know.
I swore as a 13-year-old, if I ever saw Tony Siragusa in person, I would have punched him in the face. He made me. I would be so mad. I hated that team so much. And there were we, these Warriors, and here were these just group of hooligans coming to ruin everything in their purple jerseys. Yeah. And I had a cousin who was a huge Ravens fan, and when Gary Anderson kicked that field goal to beat it, I was all over him, dude. I was losing my mind. Yeah. Oh man.
But that I would say the Ravens. Early in my career was the Steelers because they were the standard.
Yeah.
At that time, they had I was 1 year, they had the AFC Central. So it was the Bengals, Browns, Oilers, and Steelers.
Right.
And so they were all in this, we were all in the same, division. And so the Steelers were at the top, the mountaintop. Like it was like, this is Steeler week. We knew we had double pad up. We were, they were the standard. So, and then they, moved the, divisions around and that kind of changed. So then it became, the Ravens a little bit, and now it's the team is Indy. It's Indy. Right. Well, it's the Texans now because of the history of moving the team. So it's the Texans and probably Indy.
Gotcha.
And you're not kidding. Well, you guys out yardage in that game. I pulled it up. It took a minute. You guys had almost 320 yards to 134. You had double the yards in that playoff game. That was just
we were number one in defense, and they were two in other categories. But nobody talks about our defense because guess what? We put on our hard hats and we let our actions do the talking, not our mouths.
Oh,
they won. Gotta give them credit.
They did.
I get queasy every time I think about it.
This just happened to my Packers, man. They couldn't. It happened in consecutive games against Dallas, but more importantly against Cleveland, where they had a kick blocked that swung the Dallas game. But then the Cleveland game, special teams are huge, man. I appreciate it, Jay, and obviously to Sam. But the Packers, the special teams, they're on the field for such a small percentage, but it swings a game.
Yeah,
you know this. It's huge.
Yes. Oh my.
It's crazy to me this season that we're seeing this many kicks blocked. My team's had 2, but there was the Philly game against the Rams. There's been a ton of games this year, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I saw a guy just not focus on blocking. He was what we call the jammer guy on the end on punt. And he didn't even block the guy. He thought the guy was going to be, go back and set up to return. And the guy just kept going and he didn't even touch him. I was like, dang. What he must saw someone on film, thought, he's not gonna try to block it. I'm like, when I was playing, the next day, your pass was at the front door.
Oh man.
That's
oh man.
I bet you're one of those that when you watch that Arizona player drop that ball before the line, I was like, I could hear my high school coach just screaming in my head.
No more special teams specialists. That used to be like it was.
Yeah.
It was a
Still
thing.
is, but it was even more of a thing. I think they need to get back to it a little bit. Like they've gotten back to running the ball. A lot of teams have. They've realized how important it is. So,
DK.
Yeah, exactly.
AFC specialty player of the week, baby.
I've got one more big Titans one for you, but I'll save it for after. Sam, you got another one?
Yes, I got to figure out which one I'm going to last because it's probably.
I know you got a couple good ones here.
Oh, I know. I need your best Eddie George story, Blaine. I gotta have it, bud. I gotta have it.
Eddie George.
This is gonna be fun. Dude, he was such a he ran.
Eddie was really a calm, cool, collective guy. I would say when we had our first scrimmage his rookie year, he ran kind of high. And then at practice, back then we were hitting. So it was kind of, it was probably one of the final years where you go against your own team at practice. And so he kind of got set up and got hit pretty good by Al Smith up in the middle of the hole there. And but I kind of cleaned up a little bit after that. And we were just razzing him about, hey man, you're not at Ohio State anymore running through those gaping holes. You better get your pad level down. He said, oh, when I get them pad level down, y'all better watch out. Boy, was he right.
I mean, for sure. I remember getting
he ran kind of high when in college, but once he got in the league, he never did that, and he learned that from just practicing against our defense. So
I got a concussion one time and Pop Warner running too high. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
One thing about Eddie, man, was he a phenomenal athlete and a really sharp, smart guy, but man, his work ethic. He would run every time he got a handoff in practice. He ran all the way
to the end zone.
Every single time. I was like, oh man,
loved him.
I worked really hard, but I don't know, man. The coach blow the whistle. I'm turning around, come back.
I never saw him sit.
Like
he was always on the bike, walking around. I never saw him. The only time I ever saw him sit was when he put his shoulder back in during the Ravens game. Yeah. That was nuts.
Yeah, tough time. Yeah, that's what I said. Him, McNair, myself, we definitely
dogs.
Some things. Yeah, it was a little different. Now I play with a broken forearm, and it just they're bound. You'll miss 6 weeks. I'm like, man, shoot, I missed one game. I start using it as a weapon.
I remembered Steve McNair. He'd be so injured that they would have this TV screen of his body like it was Operation, and they would have all the injuries, and he would just be out there slinging it, one-legged, his fingers broken. It was just everything.
No.
He would just
he would get his nap in before the game, and we would all be nervous because he wouldn't have practiced all week, and we were just like, man, I'd go in there and he was like, hey man, how you doing? In the dark room, he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm ready. I said, oh man, I think we got it. We're good. Neil O'Donnell's got us, and we're okay. We're okay because he hadn't practiced. It was just like, and then when he would start off slow, I was just like, oh my god, no.
Why couldn't Neil do it?
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, man, it was unreal, man. Some of the stuff McNair, it was unbelievable, man. Sometimes you just like, there's no way he's playing, and then he would have some of his best games. It was like,
how are you even like standing? And he would play through it. You're like, what?
Oh man, he was. Yeah. Oh man, he was a tough son of a what, boy. Ooh.
Yes, he was. Sam, do you want to? I don't know how many more you got. I could stay on forever, but I know. I think we gotta have you back on in the future if you're up for it, man, because this was an absolute blast.
Absolutely, man.
Sam, do you want to go last, or you want me to do mine now? It's up to you.
You go ahead and do yours. The audience freaking gutted all my questions.
I know, it took a lot. I love that though. I love it.
I know.
Thank you, Jay. You rock, man. Ray Lewis for City George was great. That's not my question.
It's cinema. Absolute cinema.
Special stuff.
Oh, man, they hated each other.
I asked Quentin Jammer this too, and I loved his answer, so I want to get your answer. How do you want people to remember Blaine Bishop, the player and the person? If you could,
legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, legacy. Sure, yeah, exactly. How do you want to be remembered?
That's
a tough question. I know. I didn't put it in the note.
I know.
I didn't put it in the
No,
note.
it's a really good question because I will always be framed in this box, which I don't like, is that I was just a football player.
And you're not.
Anybody who knows me know that that's not the case. It's just something that I did, not who I am. So I would say, the encapsule who Blaine Bishop is someone who worked hard to achieve something that he believed in and had enough belief in himself to achieve it, let alone his impact, not only to his teammates and his leadership skills, but also in the community, not only just as a player, but throughout my whole entire life, doing things in the community. So I would say that's probably what I want to be remembered by, which is probably nothing special to a lot of people, but it is to me because you say I was just a solid human being all the way around. And that's how I want to be remembered, not just a football player.
I like that because that's exactly what Quentin Jammer said. He just want to be remembered as a good human because you're so much more than just a football player. So I loved hearing it from him, and that was great. No, that was a great answer, man. Exactly.
Oh, I didn't hear you do that. Oh, okay, good.
Okay, well, Sam, can we steal? This is a great question.
Go for it. Go.
Okay. All right. This is the last one.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Okay, I love when people ask me that because I go, but I didn't play against him.
I know.
No. All jokes aside,
he was one of my favorite players, man.
No, Reggie White was probably the best lineman. There's probably some other ones on the list, but he, during my time, was the best. He was really unstoppable force with that hump move and everything else. And he was a big advocate for a lot of other things off the field too, not just football, by the way, too. So yeah, he was a great dude, but he was a specimen in that he was just his size and then how he moved was just like, that's what I'm talking about. That, when you're talking about, we're all exceptional athletes, but the guys that are on this whole other level of athleticism, let alone they equal that potential of what they become. Reggie White had all of that. And then, he showed it each and every week. So yeah, he was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but yeah, that scraggly old voice that he would speak with was, you knew who he was. Yeah.
It's funny because I have so many more for you. I could fill another 3 more shows. So I'm going to save them for the next time. I think we just do this again in a few weeks because I don't want to keep you all night. And my wife is ready to go to bed soon.
Yeah, my wife has already gone to bed. She's like, I'm going.
She's probably passed out, honestly. Sam, what you got? I know you got another one.
Yeah.
Nothing. I always remember Blaine Bishop just from the excited kid that sat there in front of his TV and would go, "Oh yeah, Blaine Bishop," whenever he did anything. So that's how I always remember you, as just being a young, excited kid. I didn't even think football player. I just thought like superhero. There's this guy on TV doing.
I probably thought I was a superhero at times.
Oh, I did. I was like, look at this guy. This guy's amazing.
I love that answer, man. I loved the way you played the game was awesome. But I gotta say, this was one of my favorite shows I've had in the 2 years of this show. So
it's my favorite show.
Sweet.
Thank you, man. Seriously, this was an absolute.
I definitely have to come back on. You just talked me into it.
All right,
man. I'll message you if you're free in November. I'd love to do it, man. Seriously. Thank you. Fellas, hey, really quick before you hop off, can you tell everybody? Really, I'm sure you don't need. I mean, you got plenty of listeners. Yeah, tell everybody about what you do with the broadcasting when you're on and all that.
Oh yeah, I'm on 104.5. This is on 1 to 3 with the Blaine and Zach show, and then I do the pregame on 104.5 before the Titans game as well. So you can listen to me, or you can go to B Bishop 23 or Blaine Bishop 23 on IG. And you'll find me there, TikTok, wherever you look. Make sure it's me, though.
True story. Okay, there was a lot of good comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to be respectful of time. We will hit them next time. But Blaine, thank you. Sam, thanks
you, for everything.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, everybody else, thank you, guys. We really appreciate the comments, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you.
See ya.
Peace.
Vacation.